The first guest on today is somebody who we haven't seen before, so we're very, very, very excited. He's from America. Would you please welcome stand-up comedian Danny Bevins?
Thank you very much. My name is Danny Bevins. I am an American. Does that matter anymore? I mean, we're all broke now, right? We're all in the same boat. I'm wearing a suit now. I'm trying to change a little bit wearing a suit, and as you can tell, I can't get the tie all the way up because it changes the way I think. I don't know what it is. It changes the oxygen or whatever. The first time I put the tie all the way up, the first thought through my brain was, let's get some blow and kill a hooker. I was like, what? What? What is the cocaine for? Seriously. Is that bait? Is that how we're going to get her into the car? Look, this is the reason why I'm wearing the suit nowadays, and I wanted to tell you this, that I'm not wearing the suit because I'm growing up. I'm not trying to be a better performer or anything. I'm wearing the suit because I was reading that book, Too Big to Fail, about the financial crisis, and as I was reading it, it occurred to me that if you're a white guy wearing a suit, you can do whatever you want. They will not arrest you. So if that's the loophole, ta-da! And it does work, because I say, I do jokes for me. I do jokes I talk about my wife sometimes. I have a good wife. She believes that we're all God's seeds of hope spread across the planet in some sort of Johnny Appleseed fashion, which is fine with me as long as you add the amendment, and some people suck. But she doesn't agree with that because she's never been to jail, right? And she takes me to places. She took me to Hoover Dam. I'd never been there before because it's a dam. And we're in Vegas, and I don't know why we're leaving the Strip, right? But it's an incredible structure built on the Colorado River. The state line of Nevada and Arizona splits it right down the middle. At the time that was built, it was the greatest dam in the world. The amount of concrete in it, if you laid it out flat in a straight line, would build a 2-lane highway 6 inches deep from New York to San Francisco. It was built in 4 years during the Great Depression, and 96 men lost their lives. And as I looked at it, I was in awe of the determination of the human spirit. And then I turned around and I saw a guy behind me going, I'm in Nevada! I'm in Arizona! I'm in Nevada! I'm in Arizona! Thank you very much. I think that's 3 minutes. I'm not sure.
Hey, Sherman. Danny, come and sit down. Is it your first time at the Edinburgh Comedy Festival?
I was here last year to kind of watch, but this is my first time to really
And you decided to
perform.
come back?
Yeah, I did. It was nice weather last time, so I was here for a stretch of it's beautiful. I don't understand what everybody's whining about. Then I came back and I realized it can be like Angela's ashes up here. It's
yeah, that's how they like to fool you. Are there any? How many Scottish people do we have in the audience? Yeah. Pop your hand up if you're Scottish.
Yeah.
You see, they wouldn't tell you about the weather. They'd just say it's a fantastic festival, wouldn't you? Hey? It's summer. What's your name, my darling? Mandy. Mandy. Well done, Mandy. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just we like to keep going. Danny, you've come from America. Now you were actually the product of what most people would call an unwanted pregnancy.
Yes, I was.
But
yes.
you don't call it that.
No, it was unwanted. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
My mother, when she found out she was pregnant with me, my father was a Green Beret. My mother, they had no money. He had just gone in the Army and was going through training. And so when she found out she was pregnant, they sat down and actually talked about terminating the pregnancy. But they wouldn't do it because it was against their religion. So religion saved my life, yeah. And a lot of people call me a hypocrite. They're like, if that's your story, how can you be pro-choice? And my answer is simple. I don't think they made the right decision. You know what I mean?
You're not religious.
This just screams Mulligan. What?
Are you not religious? Can we talk about it? Because you do it in the show, don't
you? Yeah. I don't know what you would call I believe in something. I just don't believe that anybody here knows exactly what that is. So, you know what I mean? I like the books. I like to read them, but I like reading comic books, too. So, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I like the way you said you was kicked out of church. But you quite like church because actually they have fab picnics.
Yes, they have great picnics. They have the best.
That was rather sweet.
I still go to church. And, I was kicked out when I was 6, and I've been kicked out of a couple others for... Because we started out as Pentecostals, which is, dancing and no dancing and hardcore praying and speaking in tongues. A lot of people get us mixed up. They're like, oh, with the snakes, that's Church of God down the street. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's totally different. That was a joke, by the way. I don't know.
With
If you caught that. That was sarcasm.
I must say, I'm
Big
like
in New York. But
I'm like you. I don't believe in church, but I love going and singing hymns. You know, I don't believe in God like that. I believe there's a spirituality.
Right.
But I love going to church.
Oh,
and
I do too.
I love singing the hymns.
And they're beautiful buildings too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
just to go in there, and they don't make you leave, so you can go in there with your book club and coffee and hang out.
Yeah.
You know, as long as the door's open, what are they going to do? You know, I've often wanted to actually physically be thrown out of a church and have that on tape, because that's got to be awesome right there for the people walking by. Like, what did he do? You know, they won't even kick out the child molesters, but they're throwing this kid out in the street. You know what I mean? So,
And your show's called
absolutely.
Infectious Waste.
yes.
How did you get to that title?
Because of this, white guys in suits are infectious waste. They're a biohazard.
What do you mean, like
In the
Chalmers?
in the doctor's office, there's 2 trash cans, and that's where I got it from. There's 2 trash cans, and one of them is bright red, and it says "Warning: Infectious Waste," and it has a biohazard symbol on the side of it. And I asked the doctor, "Why you need 2 trash cans?" And he said, "Some trash is so repugnant, it's so bad that it has to have its own receptacle, because if you put it in with the regular trash, it'll contaminate all of that trash, and then when you take it to the dump, it'll contaminate the whole dump, and then it'll ruin the world." Right. And that's what a white guy in a suit is.
Oh dear.
I mean, historically speaking. And I'm not just saying it's just white guys. Certainly, there are other colors in suits trying to ruin the world. But if you took all of them and put them on a page, it would look like punctuation on a white page. That's all I'm saying.
We were talking, weren't we, to a comedian a couple of days ago that was a black comedian about how to combat racism. And he said to us, one thing that white people need to do is to get back a sense of their own pride.
Yes, he said there aren't enough positive whites, and that really opened.
How does that feed in with you then? Is that?
I think there's a lot of positive white people. I'm talking about white guys in suits. Right. Now, white guys that wear shirts with their names on it, they haven't ruined the world, okay? Right, okay. But the guys with the ties and on Wall Street and and the bankers and the people who've started the wars, right, they're always white guys in suits.
So you're not talking about yourself? Like tonight,
well,
you're in a
but
suit,
I'm wearing a suit,
yeah.
So I'm obviously part of the problem right now, but I'm undercover, you know what I mean?
And this is a concept, it's a sort of a concept show, isn't it?
For the fact that we're all, I mean, at some point we all don't matter, and because of that, that allows us to make our decisions for our own life. That means that our life is our own. So,
have you always been a stand-up comedian, or is it?
No, I was in the army.
No, he was in the army.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to do that for the rest of my life, and then I got hurt. So.
And did you go places in the army? I mean, were you on
maneuvers? They don't let you just hang around. I don't know if you've seen what the American government does with its military, but it's not often home.
Right.
Right.
And how long were you in the army for?
4 years.
And you decided to get out. Did you make them laugh in the army? Was that where did you discover the talent to sort of say, look, I can make people laugh?
I think I've been making people laugh my whole life. I think I've been making my mother laugh since I was a little boy. But yeah. And she was the one that, I always liked making laugh. My father laughs at me, but it's out of disgust, I think. It's just yeah.
And your parents are religious, just to get back to the religious
My
thing.
mother is Jesus' biggest fan. Seriously, season ticket holder. No
and has that been a problem with her seeing the shows, or does she not come to the show?
No. She understands that I have my own decision. She's not the bad Christian. She's, it's for her. She uses it like a lot of us use weed, to be quite honestly. Just to relax, calm down, feel better about herself, sing a few songs. She doesn't force it on anybody. She'll share. You want some? You sure? More for me. Or like that. And those people aren't the problems. The people who use religion like it's cocaine, those are the ones. Get him! That.
Yeah.
How do you get rid of the infectious waste, I suppose, is the answer to the question. Do you give us an answer in the show, or is it just...
Look, they're going to be, the more people that we have, the more the parasites we're going to have. But that doesn't mean that there aren't good people here. And look in this festival. There's a bunch of comedians and actors and musicians running around while the rest of the world is rioting and warring. And they're running around telling jokes and poems and singing songs. there are some good people on the planet. There is some good
Yeah,
stuff to be
absolutely.
had. So, you know.
Just look at what's around us.
Did you see me milk that? Yeah.
That's great. I love that positive.
And do you know what was funny? I said, thank God, which, you know, you automatically say,
Right.
well, I meant to say, thank the Spirit that looks after us all. But do you know how we say thank
But
God?
you can say thank God if you fancy.
Yeah.
We don't mind. We're very
Yeah, God's not his real name anyway.
Oh, what do you think his real name is?
Well, I mean, if you keep going back, it's like Yahweh and all those other names. So it's, you know, God is
Yahweh. Ah.
Thank
another
God we
name.
shortened it to dog.
Yeah.
God.
God.
Yes. Should be-
Dog.
That's what the Australians. Okay. Do we have any Australians in the audience, by the way? Just never mind. Never mind. It's an intelligent show. See, Danny, that would have gone to you 5 years ago. You understand that, don't you? Okay. Danny's show is at the Gilded Balloon. It's at 6:30 in the evening, so you could go straight after this, or are there tickets available for tomorrow?
I'm sure there are. Yeah.
Okay.